So let's solve another problem, a comprehensive one for schedule of safe payment. Okay, so the statement of financial position of ABC company before liquidation is as follows. Assets: cash 40,000, receivable 120,000, inventory 240,000, equipment 800,000, accumulated depreciation 200,000, total assets of 1 million. Liabilities and equity: accounts payable of 60,000, payable to B. So the partnership has a liability to partner B amounting to 40,000, A capital 200,000, B capital 300,000, C capital 400,000. Okay. The partnership will be liquidated on an installment basis. Distribution will be made as cash becomes available. So in the middle of liquidation, installment liquidation, they are willing to pay partners. They are willing to distribute cash. Of course, the following transactions occurred in January 20x1. Letter A, 75% of the accounts receivable was collected for only 60,000, and so on. Prepare the schedule of safe payments for January and February 2021. So let's go to Excel. Schedule of safe payments. So we will compute for how much cash is safe to pay to partners. ABC company. ABC company. January 2031. So gawa tayo ng tatlong column for partner A, B, C, and then total. Okay. Ayan. So remember, sa pag-compute po or sa paggawa ng schedule of safe payment, kukumputin muna natin yung partner's interest by adding capital balances before liquidation plus yung utang ni partnership sa kung kanino mang partner, or ito yung right of offset. In this problem, si partner B is may additional interest na 40,000. That is the liability of the partnership to partner B. Okay. Yan. And then capital balances before liquidation. So magkano ba? A is 200. A is 200,000. B is 300,000. And C is 400,000. Okay. Total natin. So total capital balances before liquidation is 900,000. So total interest, total partners interest, right of offset plus capital balances before liquidation. So si B lang ang nag-iba yung balance. Ang total partners interest For A remains the same, 200,000. For B, 40,000 plus 300,000, 340,000. C, 400,000. Okay, and then the next one is yung loss. Kasi diba sa liquidation, conversion of non-cash assets through sale. So magkano? So sa schedule of safe payment, long cut yung gagawin natin, meaning to say, i-segregate natin yung dalawang losses, which is yung actual losses, which is equivalent to losses from actual sale of assets plus actual payment of liquidation expenses. So in this problem, actual losses from sale of NCA, non-cash assets. Meron bang liquidation? Meron. Merong actual liquidation expenses paid, 4,000. And liquidation expenses. Actual liquidation expenses. Caps. Okay. So, magkano yon? Compute natin ang loss carrying amount ng non-cash asset less yung selling price. 75% of accounts receivable collected for only 60,000. So, ito yung net proceeds. Net proceeds. Breakdown lang natin. For AR, by how much? 60,000. Tapos ang book value niya, 75% of accounts receivable. 75% ng 120,000. So, 120 times 0.75. 90,000. Ito yung book value or carrying value. Ito yung NP, net proceeds. For AR, 60,000. Another asset, half of inventory was sold for 80,000. So, 80,000. Inventory. Sold for 80,000. 240,000 ang whole amount, half niyan. So, 240 times 0.5. Ito yung book value ng inventory na nabenta for 80,000. Equipment with carrying amount of 400,000 was sold for 240. Equipment sold for 240. Carrying amount is 240. Tama ba? 240? Hindi. Carrying amount is 400,000. Okay. So, i-add natin ang lahat ng proceeds ng sale of non-cash assets, 380. Tapos, ang carrying value ng napagbenta is 610. So, ang loss po ay how much? Net proceeds less book value or carrying value, 610,000 minus 380,000 is 230,000. Loss siya from sale of non-cash asset. How about yung, di ba, ang sabi natin, ang liquidation expenses shall be treated as loss. So, meron bang liquidation expenses? Meron. Merong actual na, ibig sabihin, ito yung na-incur na talaga. So, may na-incur na actual liquidation expenses sa problem na to na 4,000. Meron ding silang na-estimate na liquidation expenses na 2,000. Okay, and then meron pang 18,000 na cash na dapat daw iset aside for potential unrecorded liabilities. So, anong treatment nila? Treatment nila, additional losses. I-treat sila as losses. Okay. Pero this time, ang ginagawa ko kasi, sinesegregate ko, diba, yung actual losses from sale of non-cash asset and actual liquidation expenses. So, kunin ko muna yung actual liquidation expenses na 4,000. So, yung 4,000 na yan, actual paid. Sasama ko siya. So, bale, 234 ang i-allocate ko kay A, B, and C for actual losses. Kasi nga, ang losses, diba, is combination of, saan yun? Total losses is combination of maximum loss possible. Yan yung loss from possible unrecorded liabilities or estimated liquidation expenses plus carrying value ng non-cash assets. Carrying value ng non-cash assets na for sale pa lang, hindi or unsold. And then, meron pang isa na actual loss on realization. Yan yung kinocompute ko. Actual loss on realization or actual loss from sale. So, actual realization ng asset, 230 plus actual liquidation expenses paid, 4,000, 230, 4,000 to be allocated through P&L. Magkano po? Kay A ay 20%. Hindi ko pala nalagay. Kay B ay 30%. And then 50% kay C. 50% kay C. 20, 30, 50. So, 20, 30, 50. So, yung 234,000 losses na yan, actual losses. 20% niyan kay A. And then, kay B, 230,000 times 0.30 or 30%. And then, kay C, 234 times 0.5. 234. Mali pala itong kay B. 234. 230 lang nailagay ko. So, dapat 234 ang total. Yan. So, i-hide ko na to. Balances. So, magkano na? Total partners interest. Copy as values ko lang muna, ha. Tapos, lalagyan ko lang negative sign. Para mas readable. Nangyari doon, ba't nag-zero yun? Ayun. So, for A, balance of 200 less actual losses allocation niya, 153,200. For B, 340,000 less 70,200. Total of 269,800. For C, 400,000 less 117,000 is equals to 283,000. Okay, and then maximum loss possible or yung loss from unsold NCA. So loss from unsold. From unsold NCA. And loss or yung potential liquidation expenses or unrecorded liabilities. So magkano yon? Magkano yung carrying value? So 75% sa accounts receivable lang nabenta, 25% ng 120,000. So 120 times 25%. Ito yung para sa AR. Diba? Plus half of inventory. Half of inventory, 240 ang whole. So inventory, half ng 240, 120. Sa equipment, magkano? Ayun. 200,000. Diba? So, bakit 200,000? Kasi, ang gross or yung equipment, gross kasi before accumulated depreciation, 800. Ang accumulated, 200. So, 600,000 ang net ng equipment. Net carrying value. 600,000, nabenta na kanina yung 400,000. So, 600 minus 400 is 200,000. 200,000 na lang yung natitirang unsold na equipment. 200,000. So, a total of book value of non-cash assets na unsold, 350,000. So, 350. So, loss from unsold NCA is 350. Tapos, potential liquidation expenses, ito yung estimated future liquidation na 2,000 plus 18,000 potential unrecorded liab. So, 20. 2,000 plus 18, 20,000. So, 370,000 yung maximum loss. Okay? So, 370,000 inallocate siya using P&L ratio. 370,000 times 20% times 20%, 74. Tama naman. Tapos kay B, ganun din. 370,000 times 30%. For C, 370,000 times 50%. So, ang makukuha nating balance is for A, 153,200 less yung 74,000, 79,200. Ito yung safe or fair or safe cash to distribute for A, for partner A for the month of January. For B naman, copy ko lang yung formula, 158,800. For C, 98,000. Total of 336,000. So, ito yung schedule of safe payments for January 31. Then, gawin naman natin yung for February. Okay. 29, 28. Para sa mga kulang-kulang. Okay. So, i-determine ba natin yung cash? Ito kasi cash distribution of first monthly payment or first monthly payment. Tingnan natin yung ano. Parang gusto kong kunin yung cash balance for the month of January, ending balance ng January, beginning balance. Of course, yung 40,000. And then, sales. Ito, sales, yung pagkakabenta ng NCA ng cash assets. 60, 80, tsaka 240. 60 plus 80. 60 plus 80 plus 80 plus 240 proceeds from sale of NCA. Tapos ito kasi debit, credit. Anong credit? Payment of liquidation expenses. Actual. $4,000. Ano pa guys? Ano pa naka-affect sa cash? Ito estimated. Wala naman kasi estimate pa lang yan. Ito rin unrecorded, hindi naman actually paid pa. So wala siyang effect sa cash. So yun, tsaka ano pa? Credit. Yung ito, cash distribution, 336,000. So ano ang debit? Total debit for 20,000. Total credit 340,000. So may natirang 80,000. Wala pa dyan yung payment ng liabilities, which is 60,000. First monthly payment. Natin label. So 80,000. Pero ito ay wala pa yung payment sa liabilities. Sabi naman natin, hindi naman makakapag-distribute sa partners kung hindi fully settled. So, ibabas na natin. 60,000. 60. So, 20,000 na lang ang natirang cash at the end of January. End balance. Okay. So, nasa na yung NCA ni February? Di pa nagawan ko na yun. Ay, naku. So, for February, Yeah, meron din given na transactions dito. And then, account lang ulit din natin siya. Same procedure like January 1. Like January. Pero, hanggang dito tayo. Hanggang dito tayo sa balances after nung actual loss from sale. Kasi, gatas lalagay natin ang payment of first monthly or first cash distribution. For A, nagbayad tayo ng 79. For B, 158,000. For C, 98. Okay. Ibahin ko lang ulit yung sign, gawin kong negative. Yan, para maganda. Total of 336. And then ito na yung total interest. Total interest beginning of February. 20x1 is ito. So, for A, 153,200 less 79,200, 74,000. Copy ang formula. So, for B, ganun din. 111,000 na lang. Kay C, after ng actual loss from sale of non-cash tsaka actual liquidation expenses paid. And then, after ng payment ng first ng cash distribution for the month of January, for B, 111,000. For C, 185. A total of 370,000. And then, i-account na natin yung second month na transactions. So, 20,000 was collected on the remaining accounts receivable and the balance was deemed uncollectible. The other half of inventory was sold for 40,000. The remaining items included in equipment was sold for 60,000. 20,000 liquidation expense and previously unrecorded liabilities were paid. End of liquidation on February 28. So, that's it. 20,000 collection for the remaining accounts receivable. So, 25%. 25% ng 120. Ulitin ulit natin. Book value. Hindi, dito na lang yung book value. Ito yung NP or net proceeds. Ito book value or carrying value. %25 ng 120,000 na receivable. 120,000 times 25%. Yan ang natirang account receivable na benta for 20,000. So, 20,000. This is account receivable. Account receivable. And then, other half of inventory was sold for 40,000. Inventory sold for 40,000. half of 240. So 240 times 50% or 0.5, 120. Another asset is equipment. Yung natitirang equipment, remaining items including equipment were sold for 60,000. Net proceeds is 60,000 for equipment. Magkano nga? 200,000 ba? Remaining 600,000. Nabenta yung 400. 200 na lang. Nabenta siya for 60,000. 200,000. Kulang ng 0. Tagan. Total natin, yung proceeds from sale of remaining non-cash assets for the month of February, a total of 120,000 versus book value of 350,000. So, ang loss po ay carrying value less net proceeds, loss of 230,000 for the remaining asset. Loss for the remaining sale of remaining assets, 230,000. So i-allocate natin siya through P&L. 230,000 times 0.20% for partner A. 230,000 times 0.30% for partner B. For partner C, 230,000 times 50%. A total of 230,000. 230,000. Okay. And then total ko lang, guys. Balances. Pag minusin. Yan. And then, may babayaran pa sila. Ito, liquidation expense na 20. Ito yung 18 plus 2. Diba? Ito yung kanina. So, 20,000 payment of liquidation expenses. 20,000 to be allocated ulit through P&L times 0.20 kay A, 30 kay B, 50 kay C, 30,000. 20,000 pala, sorry. Yan. So, ito na yung final installment payment to partners. So, 28 less 4,000 para kay partner A. Diba? Kukuhin ko lang yung sign. So, 28 less 4,000 para kay partner B. and so on. For partner B, 36. For partner C, 60,000. Yan yung final installment payment. So, dapat magtali siya sa ending cash. Ay, hindi. Tama. Dapat mag-zero yung ending cash. I-account ulit natin yung cash balance. So, debit, credit, beginning balance is yung ending ni January. So, ikakopy natin siya. Beginning balance for February, 20,000 is ending ni January. So, 20,000. And then, sale ulit. Proceeds from sale. Proceeds from sale. Sale of remaining assets. How much? 20 plus 40 plus 60. 20 so 20 ano ba 20 plus 40 plus 60. 20 plus 40 plus 60, yun ang proceeds from sale of remaining unsold assets for the month of February, 120,000. Ano pang transaction naka-affect sa cash? Payment ng liquidation expense na 20,000. Credit. And then, ito, final installment payment na 120. Ayan, zero siya. Tama. Dapat talaga mag-zero siya. Zero na si cash. So, tama ang ating solution. Tama ang ating ginawa. So, that's it. Schedule of safe payments for February for ABC Company. So, if you have questions, please don't hesitate to message me on Facebook or Google Classroom, okay?